So g'day guys, Short here and welcome back to Cooking with Commodities. And today, by special request by my good mate Tristan, we're going to be discussing silver. Because there's so much actually to discuss with this topic, I'm making this a two-part series, with this first part going over silver demand and how silver compares to other precious metals. So let's dig into the demand. Let's imagine for a moment that this cake is made up of 1 billion ounces of silver. Since 2012, the global economy has been roughly consuming one of these silver cakes each and every year. How the cake actually gets divided is actually really important for reasons that will become apparent later on. So how does the cake get divided? Well, a piece of 20% or 1/5 of the cake goes towards the jewellery and silverware. 1/3 of the cake goes towards the investment market. Now, this can either be in physical products like coins or in paper markets like ETFs. Yes, I purposefully use toilet paper because some of the ETF products that investment banks are out there flogging onto unsuspecting investors, their investment, like this paper, will end up in the crapper. That, the largest piece of the cake, goes towards manufacturing things such as televisions and laptops. And P.S. I was actually going to bake all the props into the cake. Problem now is my wedding ring is somewhere in this vanilla cake. Oh, you're in there somewhere. And just one of the many reasons why silver is used in manufacturing is because it makes a fantastic electrical conductor. What is an electrical conductor? Well, let me show you by using these props, right? So the water in this jar is going to symbolize electricity. The colander is going to represent metal. And what the study of electrical conductivity is how easy does electricity flow through metal, hopefully without going all over your bloody bench. So gold, silver, copper and aluminium all make good conductors, but silver happens to be the best. And yes, I did call it aluminium. Why? Because even though I became a US citizen and I pledge my allegiance to the flag and defend the Constitution, nowhere was I ever asked, and it's going to be a cold day in hell before you hear me pronounce it as aluminum. Bugger. So, why is one metal like silver is more expensive than another metal like copper? Essentially comes down to how much of the stuff is in the Earth's crust. But you see, copper is about 70 parts per million, when that's compared to silver, which is 0.05 parts per million. Clearly, copper is more abundant, and hence why it's called a base metal, versus silver, which is more scarce, it's called a precious metal. So while the difference between a base metal and a precious metal can explain the major price difference between the two, when we look at precious metals, there's currently some interesting anomalies that are going on between gold and silver and platinum. For example, where gold is currently trading, this would suggest that there is 80 times more silver in the world. However, the experts say that the number is closer to 10 to 1, others say 16 to 1, and then some other experts also say 19 to 1, but nowhere along the line do any of them say that the gold to silver ratio is 80 ounces of silver for every 1 ounce of gold. So, but before you think, oh, well, I should load up on silver, hold your horses, because platinum, which for the longest time and still is considered more precious than gold, 30 times rarer, since 2015, platinum's been trading at a cheaper price than gold. The reason for that we'll go over in the next video. So until then, guys, sayonara from me.
Substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Oink oink.